Hello and welcome to probably the last part of this tutorial series. And so today we will put all the building blocks that we built in the last videos together and see if we can have a running prototype at the end of the video. So first of all, we will remove the initialization of the calendar state and change this state to a binding. And what this does is we don't have a object that is locally stored in our view, but we have a state variable that is stored in the parent view, for example, and just gets passed into the calendar view. And this has the benefit that we can use our state in the parent view and automatically see in our parent view if something is selected or is not. And obviously we have to initialize it with the state that, in the previous, for example, and we can do that with or by just creating a state var state, which is just the calendar state initialized, and in here we just put state $state. And so what we also have to do, so also we have to make this static because we have a static variable right here. Then what we will do next is in our vseg in the content view, we add a set stack, and in this set stack we want obviously our calendar view, and in this calendar view we need our state. So we also don't have a state variable in this content view, so we have to create it as well. So we say state var state is equal to calendar state. And let's see if we can build this. I don't know if you have this too, but I changed this to calendar view for testing purposes, but you can change it back to content view. Basically, if you want to have a different view in your app as a starting view, this is the function you should look into. So in our scene delegate, we have this function scene will connect to session, and in here we create our window scene and have our root view. This is basically the first view that gets displayed, and if you change this view you can select which view is shown in the startup, or not startup, but in the which is the first view that is shown. So let's get back to the content view. We can try to build it again and see if we have a nice so now we can see we have our title as we had it before, and we have our calendar view. And what we will do now, we want our day selector right on top, and this is really easy. So we just say day selector, and because it is placed after the calendar view, it will be rendered on top. And obviously we want it at the top, so we just say alignment top, and right here we have it. So next we want it's just a little thing, but what is a little bit annoying is that you can't see the first row. So what we will do is we will add a little bit of padding, and we will actually go into the scroll view, but we will not add it to the scroll view because then it would just be pushed inside, we want to make it inside the scroll view, so that we have basically like in URL table view, you have the content in sets, and this is basically kind of the same. And we say vertical, and we say about 100 points. And then in our content view, you can see we can scroll all the way up and see everything, and this is really cool. So our animations are also working properly. And yeah, so the only thing that basically is not there is our button right at the bottom. And yeah, so for this we will create a new struct called next button, which is of type view, and this view will have a body which is of type SomeView, of course. And inside here we just put a text with the text next. We will use a font which is a system font of let's say size 20, weight bold, and is it style? I'm not sure. Yeah, design rounded as always. And yeah, so after that we will add some padding. We will add horizontal of 32 points, and we will add vertical padding as well, but vertical padding should only be 16 points. Then what we will do, we will create a background, which for now is just color.yellow. And then we have also a corner radius of 12. And yes, so I shouldn't put the point right here. And yeah, so now we have our next button, and what we will do, we'll put all of this inside of another set stack, which has the alignment of bottom trailing. And what this does, this alignment allows us that our set stack tries to put everything in this corner, but with this other set stack, the next set stack, because it is pushed all the way out by the calendar view, and it has another alignment, the day selector still stays at the same point. And now we can just say next button, and if we resume it, we should see our next button right down there. And yeah, so we can see it, and it looks already pretty nice, but obviously the spacing is not right. So what I will do is I will give it a padding of, let's say, 24. And yeah, so it basically always stops the preview. I don't know why. Yeah, so this looks a little bit better, but still not perfect, because I would really like to have it at the same, like, so that looks that the origin of this radius and this radius is at the same point. And what we can do against this is just right edges, ignoring safe area and bottom. So what this basically does is the V stack right here just gets pushed all the way down and ignores the safe area, which in our case doesn't matter, because the list should go down the whole way, and our button should also be pushed down, so that we have nice symmetry. yeah, so this was most of all. So one little thing we have still left is that we want to only activate this button if we have something selected. And to do this, we add another binding. And this is the thing where I said before that it makes sense to make this a binding and not a state, because we can now use this in more views. And in here we say state dot selected index is not nil. So if our selected index is not nil, so anything is selected, we want that our background is colored yellow. Otherwise, we want to have color dot gray dot opacity 0.5. And yeah, so of course we have to put our state in here as well. And now we hit resume and play, and we will see if it works. Yeah, so now the button is disabled by default, but if we push something, it is yellow. So obviously this does not look very nice, so we add a little animation of ease in out, and now it should look much better. Yeah, so now we can see that we can basically do everything, and this button also works. And yeah, so this is basically the app. The top bar or day selector also works. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial series. Feel free to ask in the comment sections if there's anything you did not understand, or if you're curious about something or have new ideas. And I would really enjoy it if you give this video a like or give me a sub. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next video.